thinking. John had established the fact that God had said the same thing, verse 7, from the beginning of time. John's saying, I didn't come up with this idea. This new commandment is an old commandment. I didn't make it up. So, what is there about it that might upset people and cause them to turn away from John's exhortation? Why would they not accept this?
Because they got to do something.
Well, that's good.
They got to do something about it.
One thing to talk about love than to display it.
Humility, because if they don't like somebody, they have to humble themselves to that person.
That's good.
In order to accept them.
Okay, that's good.
I'm sure a lot of people back then didn't show love.
Yeah.
You know, that was a tough thing.
That's tough. John, very good, good.
If you go back to that time and that age, the Pharisees were reigning supreme, and the Pharisees had a long list of rules of do's and don'ts. And to keep something simple like this was probably beyond comprehension.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Good.
That's true. And they, up until Jesus came, I mean, they were just set in their religious ways of following the old commandments, and they were ingrained in them on certain ways that they should worship and everything. And all of a sudden, he's coming in saying that you have to love those that you don't even like. You can't even partake in the Lord's Supper until you make amends with those that you have things against.
Okay.
It was real tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
You hit the nail on the head when you said it's something Jesus said. When Jesus said you're to love your neighbor, this took on a whole new meaning. What am I talking about? Jesus said, love not only your friends, but your... Ooh, that's not in the old. That's not in the old commandment. Oh, okay, you can love your friends, but he said, but you take it a step farther, you love your enemies. Go ahead.
Yeah, wasn't that when he gave the parable of the Good Samaritan?
Yeah.
which makes it difficult because the Jewish community did not want to step out to the Gentiles.
Exactly. Gentiles were dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, they were. If you study the history of this, especially the Samaritans, I mean, Jews, they came into Samaria or came in contact with Samaritans, they'd take a long journey around the city. They wouldn't even go through it. That's how bad they hated the Samaritans. You see, when Jesus come on the scene, he says, verse 8, I have a new commandment here with Jesus. Love not only your friends, but enemies. Love not only good people, but you're to love bad people too. Go ahead.
Well, again, looking at what love is too, because if you go to the verse before in Leviticus, well, a couple verses before, it's saying reach out to the poor, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But he says, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
There you go.
That's love too, though.
It is.
So.
Yep.
But John was showing grace. Love is really grace. It's overlooking your brother's faults in many ways.
Yeah.
Which is what Jesus preached and was totally different from anything at that time.
Oh, amen. Did not Jesus said, love not only the righteous, but the sinner? Love not only the acceptable, but the rejected. Love not only the clean, but also love the dirty. All right? The Pharisees, as John, the Pharisees, you kidding me? They couldn't do this. They couldn't do this. Jesus himself stated the fact clearly in Matthew 5:43 through 45. He said this. Matthew 5:43 through 45, ye have heard that it hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, pray for them which despisably use you, persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. Wow! They heard that and said, they're looking at John saying, you got to be kidding me. I got to act like that?
You know, as soon as Jesus was saying those words, but I tell you, you could hear the crowd.
Probably groaning.
The teeth gnashing and the people like, ah! Because to them it was blasphemy that he was giving them something.
Yeah, yeah. And let me tell you something. It's not easy to do this. This was totally, remember, a new concept of love John was teaching here. They're happy. Go ahead, John.
Does that mean I gotta love Obama?
That's right.
Praise the Lord, that's the ammunition.
Yeah.
If you can find any.
Yeah, if you can find any. Yeah, you got to. As much as, you know, I don't even like to look at his face or listen to him personally. I just shut the TV off, but I still pray for him. I still say he needs to be saved. His family needs to be saved. I pray for the salvation of the vice president and their family. I said, Lord, though I disrespect him and I can't stand what he talks about, but yet I am commanded to love him and pray for him. And I'm praying that the Holy Spirit will open his heart. We're chasing a rabbit here. Now I don't want to chase a rabbit too long.
Sorry.
You got to. That's okay. You got to remember. You've got to constantly remind yourself as a believer, God has them there for a reason.
Yeah.
And I believe that reason is, America, wake up. You're forgetting me. Remember when Israel went to the prophet and said, we want a king.
Yep.
We don't want God no more as our king. And what did God say? Fine. You want to choose your king? You got one. Look who they got. And it ruined them.
Yep.
When they got Saul, it ruined them.
Yep.
It's the same thing with America, people. You know, he's there for a purpose, and I think it's to wake up not only believers, but also the rest of America. If you don't want nothing to do with my name or my word or my principles and my practice anymore, then this is what you got. And you're going to reap, and America will reap what she sows.
You take God out of the state becomes God.
That's it. And that's exactly what's happening, John.
I was going to say, well, one of the decrees that Obama's pushing the Supreme Court on now is discrimination against gays and lesbians
Right.
and marriage.
Right.
And
I know.
It's unfair.
Yep. And so, and you got to remember, in our prophecy series, it's not going to get better, people. We can fight for righteousness, but I've said it and I don't apologize for it. People, I'll stand for righteousness, right? And we will speak our truth from the scriptures, but remember, you can't legislate morality. You can't do it. You can't do it. That's why I won't join these groups. You can't do it. It's impossible.
Well, you do, because thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. You know, that's laws in our country, but
Right.
to know God, I mean, that's where morality comes from.
That's right,
You know,
yeah.
There's an accountability to God, and we've lost that.
We've lost it. Yep, we've lost it. And so, anyway,
But when you're talking about neighbors and brother, that's a big view, what we were just talking about, but it all starts with our own personal lives, our very personal neighbors.
Yes.
The people that are closest to us. Last year in the snowstorm, my nephew came down and he plowed my driveway, and he plowed it into my neighbor's yard.
Oh, boy.
He's really particular about his yard.
you got to...
And
yeah.
he came out and started calling us trailer trash and stuff like that. I got angry, and I told him, oh man, you should just go in the house. I went in the house, and what rang, and I turned back to it, was that God demonstrated his own love, that even though I was a sinner, he died for me. So I went back out there, and I spent about 3 hours. I shoveled every bit of that snow off of his yard back into my yard.
There you go.
And
I have
I have a good relationship with that gentleman now.
Yeah. I have the same kind of neighbor.
Yeah.
Same kind of immaculate. One time I blowed he's got a brick house, and some of the snow hit his brick house. He pitched a fit. I said, oops. I said, it's only snow. It's not going to hurt your house. It's brick. Give me a break. You know, but that's the way he is. And so, but we have a good relationship. I witness to him. But some neighbors are picky like that, you know.
it just, we can't get trapped